Hyundai the dietitian, and welcome to Healthy Made Simple, where I show you how to make healthy eating simple. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a high protein, low sugar snack, chickpea cookie dough. This has been such a nice change of pace for us. My son has been loving this. The first batch I made, he devoured in 3 days, and we literally just eat spoonfuls of this, and it's very few ingredients, relatively easy to make, and it gives a nice change of pace from, packaged snacks or whatever you're typically doing if you're looking for something else that's going to give you a decent amount of protein but still be low in sugar. So if you're interested to see how I made this chickpea cookie dough, stay tuned for the recipe. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, I'm going to start with a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drain this and rinse it until all the bubbles are gone. You'll notice when you're rinsing, there will be bubbles. Keep going until all the bubbles are gone so we can remove as much of the canning liquid as possible. Alright, I got my chickpeas here after I have drained and rinsed them. Now, this next part is a little bit of a tedious process, and I do this because I have this small food processor I'm working with that's not very strong. It works for the purpose I need it for, but it's not like a super blending food processor, and I want my mixture to be nice and smooth. So I am going to be removing all the shells from the chickpeas, and this is a tedious process to take them out one by one. If you find a shortcut for this, let me know, but basically I just go through one by one and remove the outer layer, that shell, this bit right here that I'm talking about, so that my mixture will be nice and smooth. And again, if you have a stronger blender or food processor, you may be able to get it really smooth, but I know that won't happen in this guy, so I'd rather take the 10 minutes it takes to remove the shells so that we have a nice consistent mixture. Alright, I got all my chickpeas that are de-shelled in my food processor. Next, I'm going to do a half a cup of almond butter. Now, you can substitute any sort of nut or seed butter you like for this. Almond butter is what we typically use at home, so that's what I'm going to use. But you can do peanut butter instead, sunflower seed butter, whatever works for you. After the almond butter, I'm going to be adding in maple syrup for sweetness. And I'm going to go for 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I will warn you that this is not very sweet. If you want it sweeter, you could probably go with more maple syrup, but I am trying to actually avoid it being too sweet. I prefer that it's a less sweet snack to have in the afternoon. But if you do want it slightly sweeter, you can do more. I find that 2 tablespoons is a good amount for us. And then lastly, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract just for a little vanilla flavor. Once all my ingredients are in, I'm just going to put the lid on this guy and go ahead and blend. Once you're done blending, you'll end up with something that looks like this, and it's going to be a very thick mixture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and put it in a container where I can add in some chocolate chips next. Alrighty, here is my mixture once I've added it into a container. It's very, very thick. Now to this, to add a little bit of sweetness and deliciousness, I'm going to be adding in some chocolate chips. And I'm adding in dark chocolate chips. I'm going to mix that in. I do recommend mini chocolate chips if you have them. These bigger guys, they're okay. Oops. But I think just mini ones would go so much better considering the thickness of it. I don't have any at home, so I'm just going with what I got. And if you're also looking for some sweetness, semi-sweet chocolate chips might be better. I'm using dark chocolate chips because that's what I typically keep at home. But if you're looking for some more sweetness to this, semi-sweet chocolate chips I think would do the trick. So I'm going to give this a mix and I'll show you what it looks like. And here is the finished product. Look at that. It is so thick. I could probably turn this upside down. But I love that I could just take a spoon and take spoonfuls of this. I've just had it straight up like that. I've also put it on some pretzel thins, and it really was a nice crunch and a little saltiness from the pretzel thin, along with this delicious high protein, low sugar snack. So I hope this gave you a nice idea. I do suggest that you use a stronger food processor or blender that can handle it, because it is a really thick mixture. So don't blow out your appliances working on this. Make sure you have something strong. Otherwise, work in batches. You can do like half of a batch and then do another half so you don't overload your blender or food processor. Thank you again so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos like this where I show you how to make healthy eating easy and simple at home. Thanks again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.